Hey y'all, Jaeger here, back for the final war video of season 59. Kind of unfortunate at the end here. I took a Photon Boss, very cool, very clean with Okoye. My phone ran out of storage in the middle of the recording, so only a snippet of that one. But still very cool war. 6 fights here, starting off with Prowler versus Killmonger. This fight is really a non-factor for Prowler. It's just basically a big Killmonger, so not too bad. Immune to Falter. So no need to worry about that. No need to worry about the Power Thief node because you're never going to miss because you're never going to be faltered. And yeah, pretty straightforward there. So here we go. I should have gone for the heavy counter there, and I don't. I do it afterwards, which is kind of silly, but you can see it doesn't really matter too much. It just gives them a little bit of power, and then we just drain it anyway. So I'm going to call that one calculated to make sure I got my my Fury charges up and ready to go. So here we go. Boom, and yep. Gonna do Prowler things. I think it takes 2 special 2s to kill this guy. So yeah, Prowler's so sick, dude. Just awesome champ. It'll probably be a little while before I rank for him just because I'm gonna be taking Maker up and I already have Future Ant-Man and Ultron. So it'll be a bit. I think I'll probably go for a more defending leaning tech, maybe Soul of Arc or Sentinel. But yeah, it'll be a bit before Prowler goes up, but still a very cool champ. Very happy to have him. And there we go. This special 2 is going to delete the rest of his health. And bye-bye. So we have another Blink and You'll Miss It fight coming up here. We have Prowler taking on the Phantom Pain Domino with the bleeds that she purifies. I pop an Invul here in a second, and she just gets absolutely annihilated. Never even stood a chance here. So pretty cool, if I do say so myself. So it takes me longer to apply my boost than it does to finish the fight. So that's fine. Like I said, you can see me doing this all on the pass screen. I'm still paranoid about the disconnects, but been good for 2 wars, just like it was the previous 8 wars before it happened twice. So not too bad overall, not too bad. And here we go. We're going to hop in here in just a second, and we'll be on our way. So yeah, Prowler, obviously one of the better domino counters around, has that extra ability accuracy, evade counter, etc., etc. Here I get like a billion exhaustions on me to apply the Incinerate, but I think that's worth it. Doesn't it purify any of the bleeds, which is kind of nice. But yeah, we can miss the special 1 there. And you can see she starts purifying him a little bit. And she's going to throw another one, Power Drain. And yeah, there we go. We're going to get the Falter up, drop a special 2 here in just a second, and done. Fight is over. So there we go. Pretty neat stuff. Just completely evaporated that domino, 99%. Doesn't get better than that. Here we have a pretty interesting fight. This goes a little bit south, but ultimately doesn't really matter. I had my Invulva boost on from that last fight that carried over to this one, which ended up being pretty useful. Not because I needed it to not get hit, but it allowed me to push Gallon here to a special 3 at the end of this fight. You can see I'm trying to hit his block only, and he just like becomes the nicest AI of all time, because of course he did. So yeah, there we go. He finally starts blocking, so I can be able to hit him. I should have been howling. I wasn't doing my howls enough. I just kind of forgot, and there I tried to do it, and I dashed a little too early. But yeah, like I said, doesn't go horrible, but could have gone better for sure. So it's kind of my read on this little situation here. I have howl again. Yeah, you can see I get the special 2, and I only have my 8 charges, so I throw it there. And it doesn't do a ton of damage, but we get a good bit of ruptures taking them down. You can eat a harvest here. I think it's like 20%. Yeah, it really doesn't do that much. So, yep, at the end of the day, definitely some execution I could have cleaned up on this fight here, like this as well. I throw this into his block, which was kind of silly. But ultimately, again, not a huge deal there. Ends up going pretty well. So here's the only thing is these intensifies expire, and I get pushed to special 3. And this is where I was like, uh-oh. So, yeah, threw my special 3 there after he goes red. And it wouldn't have mattered if he threw it anyway because we would have been indestructible. So not a huge deal, but he does get ticked down by the ruptures here after we get the stun off of the special 3. So yeah, pretty neat. Pretty neat. Here, then we have a fitting end to the season. 3 straight Okoye fights. Absolute annihilation. So here we go. Okoye been probably my most used champ this season. I'd say probably by a lot. I need to go back and look at some of the data on that. I might do a little recap video. I think that might be fun. Definitely Luke and Okoye, I think, were my most used champs by a pretty decent margin here. So, yeah, quick text from my fiance there. But, yeah, not too bad here. I've taken this particular Lumitrix before. I think Okoye versus Lumitrix I took, I don't even know, like 6 or 7 times this season. She just is so insane for him. Here we go. Use my special one here to get a knockdown. Remove the shield. And there we go. So you can see he starts ticking down pretty nicely now. Waiting out the miss here. Got a little lucky he didn't throw that extra special one, but at the end of the day, it wouldn't have been a huge deal for Okoye. So get the ensnare back up. And I think we're going to go for a knockdown here shortly. Probably could have thrown a heavy there, but I think we're going for the special 2 now. Yeah, I think I throw a heavy here off the relic. Yep. So pretty good there. I keep this special on lock. Use that to remove his miss there. Pause my shocks. Yeah, pretty good stuff. So here we go. Just, yeah, ticking him down quite nicely. And he does fail the miss there, but I wasn't really on the ball enough to punish it. But there we go. We knock him down with the special 1. Go for a little stand-up intercept there. Don't get it. But, yeah, I mean, 41 shocks. You can see he's just melting. So, Okoye is crazy. If that's one thing you learn from all these war videos, Okoye is nuts. Absolutely bananas champion. Trivializing a lot of things. And guess what? She's going to trivialize more things. The next 2 things that she does. So, here we go. This one I was actually supposed to have a WAGs on, and I just, like, forgot because I looked at the nodes and I was like, okay, whatever, and I went in. So, my bad on that, but literally cannot imagine it mattering even a little bit. She blasts through this Nick Fury. I've seen people try and place like champs here, thinking I guess maybe you can't Okoye them because of the Soul Barb node, but I mean, all you have to do is just not parry. So I think that this is going to end up being a very popular placement for Cassandra, is my guess. I think she's basically tailor-made to sit on this node with obstinate charge and then not be able to get Okoye'd. I think is pretty much what's going to happen here. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Maybe I'm wrong. But based on what I've seen from her kit so far, I think this just makes by far the most sense on the war map for a place to put her. I'm sure people will put her on the boss while she's new, but I think long term she's going to settle in here. So yeah, here we go. You can see, I mean, just ticking down ludicrously fast. So, yep, accidental parry there. Not a huge deal. Can't do more of those though. But yeah, I think you get 3 parries and then you get Soul Barbed. Here we go. Nick Fury being awesome and cool. Dashes out of my combo. Sick. Love that. Luckily he didn't punish, but yeah, able to just get back in there. Luckily there we fail his charges off of the special 1 because Okoye really needs that. So here we go. Got our debuffs back up, pushing him back over. And you can see the ensnare failing his charge gain quite a lot. Yeah, pretty neat. It's kind of how I would just describe all my Okoye fights, is pretty neat. So yeah, you take a lot of block damage in this fight, but I mean, that's about as free as it gets. There we go. Yep, Okoye again doing the thing. Minute 30 for a rank 4 Nick Fury. So as the kids say, that'll do it. So here we go. I guess it clipped the end of the Photon fight. I really don't know what happened here, I'm gonna be honest, but I guess you will get to see the end of the Photon fight. This went pretty well. I had to block a lot of hits, but really did a good job managing her pure light form and then also keeping up the endurance as well. So overall, I think this went about as well as it could go. Like maybe I could have been going for more intercepts or whatever, but just completely unnecessary to do that. Played it safe, played it slow, and yeah, got her down. Thank you guys so much for all your support on the war videos this season. I'll be getting more content in the off season. Thanks for watching.